Hello everyone. Previously we have discussing on the control chart, that is the control chart for variables, and that is consisting of the mean chart and range chart, which is the most commonly used chart for determination of the samples which are under control. So we have determined that control limits like this for the mean chart, and for which we have determining the average mean of the sample, first sample one, then the total mean. Then we have determined by using this control limits formula, that is control limit is equal to x double bar, upper control limit and lower control limit. And similarly for the range chart also we have seen that how to find out the control limit for the range chart by using these formulas, and these constants d4 and d3 is found out from this table basing on the subgroup size. So we are discussing on this in this video lecture. We are discussing some of the examples that how to calculate the mean and the range of the samples. So before that, how to select the variables for the mean and the range chart, it is also very important, because we should choose the variables for the mean and the range control chart in such a way that it can be measured accurately and expressed in numbers, and can be expressed in numbers. Okay, so it should be a measurable quantity. For example, hardness number of the samples, dimensions of the number or the samples, tensile strength of the samples or the objects to be measured, weight of the objects, and volume of the specimens to be measured. So all these data should be in such a way that it can be accurately measured correctly, and it should be expressed in numbers. So in this example, we have taken a capability study of a lathe which is producing shaft by turning operation, and we are measuring a sample which is consisting of 6 consecutive pieces, and their diameters are measured accurately for the first day, and we have to find out the mean and the range for these samples. So the question is, example 1 is in a capability study of a lathe used in turning a shaft to a diameter of 23.75 plus minus 0.1 mm. A sample of 6 consecutive pieces was taken for 1 day. So while turning a shaft of diameter 23.75 plus minus 0.1 mm, we have collected 6 consecutive pieces, and their diameters are taken for the first day. We have to find out the mean and the range of the samples. So we have seen in the previous lecture how to find out the mean and the range theoretically, and we are solving an example on this, that so that we can be very clear that how to find out the mean and the range of the samples. So here is the sample of 6 consecutive pieces. Here is the first observations. We have taken a variable x1, and these are the diameters in mm, diameter of the shaft in mm. So for the mean of the first sample of the 6 consecutive pieces in the first day will be given as follows, that we have to add them divided by 6. It is 23.77 plus 23.80 plus 23.78 up to 23.75 divided by 6. So we are getting the value of 23.765 mm. So this is the mean value. So if you want to find out the mean of any sample, just add up them divided by the total number of the samples. So in that way you can find out the mean. Similarly, range. For the range, we have seen that we have to find out the maximum observation and the minimum observation, or the maximum value of the diameter and minimum value of the diameter. So we have seen that these two are the maximum and minimum. I have highlighted in the red color. Is 23.80 is the maximum value of the diameter of the samples collected, and 23.73 is the minimum diameter of the samples, of the value of the samples collected. So the range will be maximum reading minus the minimum reading. from the 6 samples. So it will be coming out 23.80 minus 23.73 is equal to 0.07. So in that manner, if we are given a number of samples for a number of days, then the range is calculated for the other days and mean is also calculated like that. So this is the way that we should calculate the mean and the range of the samples. Okay, so let us see a example and plot the graph by determining the control limits. That how to determine the mean of a number of samples and the ranges of the number of samples and how to plot them in graph. So we are considering this example to determine the mean and the range chart to plot them by using 3 samples taken for this taken having a subgroup size of 6. So the question is, in a capability study of a lathe used in the turning of a shaft to a diameter of 23.75 plus minus 0.1 mm, 3 samples have been collected having 6 consecutive pieces which is taken for 1 day. Then plot the mean and the range chart by obtaining the control limits. So here is the question. There is 3 samples taken, sample number, and 6 consecutive pieces has been taken, and their observation values are given. So this is the first observation, second observation, third, fourth, and fifth, and sixth, like that. So let us plot the mean and the range chart. So first of all, we will plot the range chart first, because we have seen that in the formula of the control limits for the X bar chart, there is a term R bar sign is there. So R bar is what? The mean of the sample range. So R bar is first calculated by adding and dividing the capital N, that is the plus R2 plus R3 up to Rn divided by N. So we will get R bar, and this R bar will be used in the control limits formula of the X bar chart. So determination of R bar is very much essential, and we will do it first. So we will construct and plot the range chart or determine the control limits of the range chart first. After that we will proceed to the X bar chart. Okay, so let us find out the mean sample range, mean of the sample range collected. So construction of range chart first. So R1 is calculated for the sample number 1 by determining the X maximum value and X minimum value, that is the maximum observation and minimum observation value of the sample number 1. So for the sample number 1, you are able to see here 23.80 is the maximum value and 23.73 is the minimum value. So their range will be maximum minus minimum, that is 0.07. It is calculated here. Similarly, I have highlighted the maximum and the minimum values in red color. 23.81 is the maximum value and 23.70 is the minimum value. So their difference will be 0.11. It is calculated here. Similarly, for the sample number 3, X maximum minus X minimum will be 23.80 minus 23.74. Similarly, in this manner the ranges are calculated. So you will calculate the mean of the sample range by calculating the values of R1, R2, R3 as follows. So R bar value will be R1 plus R2 plus R3 divided by 3, and that is 0.07 plus 0.11 plus 0.06 divided by 3. It is obtained here in this column. Okay, you are able to see the R values. So you are getting R bar value is equal to 0.08, and we can determine the control limits by using this R bar value, that is 0.08. This upper control limit is equal to D4 into R bar, control limit is equal to R bar, and lower control limit is equal to D3 into R bar. So values of the D4 and the D3 are the constants and are found out from the table that is based on the normal distribution curve. So I have highlighted here in this color in the last row, that is for the subgroup size of 6, A2 value is equal to 0.48, D3 value is 0, D4 value is 2.0. So by putting all these values, we will get the control limits as follows. Control limit is equal to r bar, that is 0.08, and upper control limit is equal to d4 into r bar, that is 2 into 0.08, that is equal to 0.16, and lower control limit is d3 r bar, that is 0 into 0.08, that is equal to 0. And these values we will get from this table. So after determining the values, we have plotted here, that is in the x-axis the number of samples taken, that is 1, 2 and 3, and here the average values of the range chart R1, R2, R3. So we plot the graph in such a way that it will not go beyond the upper control limit value, that is we are getting 0.16, and it will not go below 0, that is the lower control limit. So all these control limits, all these observations are under control, that is the sample observations are under control. So we'll calculate the mean chart by finding out the control limits as follows. As we have determined the R bar values from this control limit value, that is R bar is equal to 0.08. So we can use this value for the determination of the control limits for the mean chart. So let us find out the mean of all the individual samples. So x1 bar is representing the average or mean of all the 6 samples, 6 observations in the first sample, that is 23.77 plus 23.80 plus 23.78 plus 23.73 plus 23.76 plus 23.75 divided by 6. So like this you can calculate the value, and you are getting the value 23.765. Similarly, x2 bar for the sample number 2, it is collected, that is average or mean of all the 6 observations in the sample number 2. So you all see that 23.80, 23.78, 23.76 up to 23.77 is the 6th number of observation. So you all have to add up them, divided by 6, and you can get the value 23.77. Similarly, for the third sample, the x3 bar is calculated, and it is average or mean of all the 6 observations, and the 23 point, this is equal to x3 bar is equal to 23.77 plus 23.78 plus 23.77 up to 23.74 divided by 6 is equal to 23.77. So now we will calculate the total mean of all these samples, sample 1, 2 and 3. So total mean of the samples will be x double bar, that is equal to x bar plus x2 bar plus x3 bar divided by 3. So 23.765 plus 23.77 plus 23.77 divided by 3, we are getting a value of 23.768. So after determining the x double bar value, we can use to find out the control limits, because the control limits is equal to, control limit is equal to x double bar. Upper control limit is equal to x double bar plus A2 into r bar, and lower control limit is x double bar minus A2 into r bar. And this A2 is a value which is determined from the subgroup size corresponding to this subgroup size of 6, and that value is equal to 0.48, and it is highlighted here. So we can use this value to find out this control limit is equal to the x double bar, that is 23.768 we are getting here. So now upper control limit will be 23.768, that is x double bar plus A2 into r bar. So A2 is equal to 0.48, which is obtained from this table, and r bar value we get from this r bar chart value, that is 0.08. Okay, so we can put all these things and get the values of control limits as follows. Control limit we are getting 23.768, and upper control limit we are getting 23.8064, and lower control limit we are getting 23.7296, subtracting this value. Okay, so after getting all these control limits, let us plot the graph like this, and the graph will be like this. And here we have taken a very small number of samples, that is 1, 2 and 3. This is representing the number of samples in x-axis, and y-axis is representing the average values of the observation of the mean chart. So 23.8064, it is the red line, which is upper control limit, and below that it is the lower control limit value is 23.7296. So we have seen that all these average values 23.765, x1 bar to x2 bar is 23.77, x3 bar is 23.77. So all these values will are lying in between these two control limits. That is, it is representing that all these observations are under control. If there are a number of observation up to suppose 8 or 10 number of samples are there, then if any observation average value of the observation will go beyond this upper control limit and go below this lower control limit, then we will conclude that we should conclude that the process or the observations is not under control, and you should check the values again. Okay, so there should be error in any of the processes due to any of that variables. Okay, so that's why it is the more concluding point that we should plot the graph in order to determine in order to reach to the conclusion that our process is under control or not, or whether our observations are safe or not. So in this way you can plot the graphs by plotting the observations within this control limit, and for that you have to determine the control limits by using that this formula, that is control limit is equal to x double bar, upper control limit is equal to x double bar plus a2 into r bar, or lower control limit is equal to x double bar minus a2 into r bar, and you will get this value and plot this value. And control limit I have not written, but it you can depict that 23.768 by drawing a horizontal line in that. So in this manner you can plot the graphs. So that's all for the day. Thank you, and in the next videos we will learn about the control chart for the attributes. So thank you.